Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another pick a card reading with your girl at scatterlovetarot, coming at you with the reading today and what do they tell their family and friends about you. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so since our energy is fluid, we're always getting new information, new energies. Things are changing on a daily. It's the only thing that's consistent in life is change, so they are definitely always fun to do. We're going to get into that. First and foremost, though, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that has supported the channel in any one way, shape, or form. I'm truly honored and blessed to have you here as a part of my journey. And just getting to grow with you guys is such a beautiful aspect of this thing called life. You know, it's about being human and about growing. Like I said, change is the only thing that's consistent, so we get to change together, grow together, or we get to vibe out from each other, and that's okay, whatever it is. So if you're new here, welcome, knowing that this is a safe space for you to come as your true authentic self. We are all human. The reminder that nobody here is trying to be perfect. Nobody here is trying to be anything other than what they are at their deepest core in their soul level. So welcome. Now, if you are interested in supporting me further, check out the description box down below where you will find all the links necessary. You can follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where it's just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I really hope to see you there. Also, if you're interested in a personal reading, know that I only have a finite amount of spaces available each week. They do fill up rather quickly. It is first come, first serve. However, if you send me an email, not only will I let you know what scheduling options are available, I will get you out further information from there. Okay? Awesome. So with that being said, I believe that's everything. Real quick, though, I do just want to say, if you're listening in from India, just awesome news. You soft landed a craft on the moon. It was on the south side of the moon, and they have about 14 days to collect and gather information. So this is really exciting. What is this? The fourth landing on the moon? I know everybody, there's the conspiracy and whatever. Who cares about that? This is just a huge accomplishment. No matter what's going on behind the scenes, it's being celebrated today. And so I just want to say, hey, congratulations. I thought that's really cool. I don't remember the name. It's something really long, like Chandrana or something like that. Anyways, I apologize if I said it wrong. I probably butchered it all terrible, but definitely if you know what I'm talking about, leave the name down below in the comments. That way then, other people can check it out, because I think it's just really neat, and we're always evolving and we're always learning new things. So this is just a new opportunity, and hey, whether you believe it or not, we are living in the future here in this now moment. So congratulations, India. Just awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead and get into our prayer, and then we'll get into your reading. And if you all are wondering what the exact date is of that landing, it is August 24th. At the time of this reading, it was today, okay? So I don't think this will be posted on the 24th, but just knowing if you're wondering the exact day, that's when it was. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video. I ask that you bless them. Bless them with their truth, whatever that is. And if they're not on their highest timeline, then dissolve their timeline so that they may be shown their path. Right now, the world is kind of upside down. I don't think this is anything new to you or to any of us. But with it being upside down, can you help us find right side up? Or if it's right side up, can you help us find upside down, so that we can see things from the eyes of love, unconditional love? And instead of showing up and judging people and trying to make ourselves heard and trying to make our point the only point that there is, can you open our eyes to all sides? And understanding that everybody has their own perspective and everybody has their own way of showing up. And every person has their own way of being, and that's not wrong. But if it's not right for us, that doesn't make it wrong. It just means that we have to live our own way. And that's what the beauty of life is. And so this prayer is to help us find that, to help us embrace that, and to help us embody that. Source, I ask that you fill our hearts with kindness, with compassion, and with generosity. We're coming up on the end of the year soon. And sometimes this end of year is very stressful and hectic for so many people. But I ask that you fill our hearts with the love of you, the unconditional love that you are. Help us to embody that, to walk with that unconditional love, and to let go of our resentments, to let go of our fears, to let go of what we do not understand. As these words are spoken unto this space and onto this reading, so shall they be. Amen, aho, ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and set this up over here. All right, maybe if I can get it in there. Oop. I should have turned it around the other way. It's easier to put in the opposite way. There we go. All right, cool. Let's set up over there. Now today we are going to use the yin, the Kuan Yin cards. I haven't brought these out in a while, so it's time to bring them back out. And I thought that this would be a good reading to do them on. Okay, let me put this back on. It's paused my frequencies, and I want them going in the background. So awesome. I did give a shuffle. So source for pile number 1, what Kuan Yin Oracle card will help us better understand what it is that they tell their friends and family about pile number 1. Thank you. And for pile number 2 source, what Oracle card will help us better understand what they tell their family and friends about pile 2. Thank you. And for pile number 3 source, what Oracle card will help us understand better what they tell their friends and family about pile number 3 source. Thank you. Okay, we'll get that set up over here. Allow me a moment to organize. So for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful piece of fool's gold or pyrite for you to choose from. I don't know if I can get the sparklies right now. I don't have enough sunlight in here. For pile number 2, we do have this fossilized shell. For pile number 3, we do have this beautiful polished rock. So you have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever pile you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your perspective pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of pyrite, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do they tell their family and friends about you. We'll check this out at the end like normal. First things first, though, these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary down below in the description box where you can email me for a personal reading. I'll let you know what scheduling options are. There are only a finite amount of spaces available each week. They do fill up rather quickly. It is first come, first serve. And also check me out at my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is on Anchor FM and Spotify. Just a fun, cool hangout with yours truly. And honestly, I really hope to see you there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading, and we'll find out first and foremost if this is your reading. So Source, can you tell us a bit about pile number 1 so that we can let them know that this is their reading? What information can you give to us about pile 1 so they can know if this is their reading or not, Source? Can you tell us about pile number 1, Source? I just want to do that today because I just want to do things different. That's it. So we have Pisces, Sun, and the 5th house. All right. So you're somebody who's very mysterious, but also very bubbly and flirty. I feel like people always feel like you're flirting with them and you're really just being yourself, and it's kind of confusing because you're like, really? I'm just being who I am, and everybody thinks that I want to flirt with them, and so you're just confused about that sometimes. But that's just your personality. You're very outgoing, especially with the 5th house and Sun here. It's like you have this very charming, charismatic personality about you, right? You have a lot of interesting hobbies and you're interested in all kinds of things, right? But it's like whatever you're interested in, people are fascinated by. You're very romantic. You're the spirit of the room. You bring a lot of joy around you. Sometimes drama tends to follow you, but it has nothing to do with you. It just has everything to do with the triggers that you may bring out in people. And again, that's not your fault. That's where people are projecting. But you're very expressive, right? Very expressive. But you're somebody who's very mysterious, dreamy. People are very attracted to you. That's also why, like, you're being so bubbly. They think you're flirting because they're very attracted to you. So it's almost like I want pile 1 to be flirting with me. And so that's why they feel that way. It's almost like they're trying to project on you that you are flirting, even though you're just being you, okay? You're very sensitive, you're compassionate. Sometimes you are an escapist. You'll use music or art or anything like that, writing, and you'll run away from life and you'll get so absorbed in the things that you're doing, and it's just to really take a break from life and to get out of, you know, what's going on in the day-to-day. It's not that it's a bad thing, but sometimes you can get a little bit overboard with those tendencies, and that's why it turns into escapism, right? Again, very romantic here. You're very charitable. You love to give to others. You're seen as an old soul. You're very artistic. You love to save people. You love to help people, right? Sometimes you can be self-sacrificing and a martyr. But I feel like there is some sense of learning how to balance that out. And through that, you're learning more about yourself, who you are, what it is that you consciously believe, what it is that's subconscious. You're learning those deep, dark things about yourself so that you can allow yourself to say yes to things that are important to you and say no to things that aren't. But your identity, it's centered around this beautiful energy. It really is. You're very confident. You're warm energy. You're a natural leader. You're the heart of the room. You're very self-reliant. You've always had to rely on yourself. No one's done anything for you. You're very independent, right? You have a lot of stamina and vitality. You could have Sagittarius highly aspect in your chart is a message that's coming through right now, okay? That's a very specific message, but that is something that's coming through. This is what I see of you. But let's find out with the tarot what it is that the person on your mind is telling their family and friends about you. So if that doesn't resonate with you, then you might resonate with one of the other piles, okay? So Source, what does this person that pile 1 is thinking of on their mind tell their family and friends about pile 1? What does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 1, Source? Does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 1? I have this Dixie Chick song in my head, Ready to Run. Like, I don't know all the lyrics, but I keep hearing that, ready to run. Like, I keep hearing that over and over again. I don't know if it's running away from you or running to you, but that is what's coming through. So you might want to check that out. I'm pretty sure it's called Ready to Run by Dixie Chicks. Just check out the lyrics and see if it resonates with you. There might be another message there for you, okay? Source, what does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 1? Okay, thank you. What do they tell their family and friends about pile number 1, Source? Whoa, okay. So this one is the one that wanted to come out. I'm putting these back. That one, I can't tell you. It's just, that's the one that wanted to come out. Okay, so what does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 1, source? That one wants to come out. And this one. Okay. Thank you, source. Yeah, okay, so maybe you all had some arguments, but you do put this person in their mind. Yeah. Sagittarius energy coming out. And Gemini. So you could very much be opposites attract type energy. And they could be telling their friends that there's a lot of anxiety and fear when it comes to you because they're not healed, right? And they feel like there's a sense of letting go with you. And so when they lose control of their reality, when they lose control of themselves, it's uncomfortable. And so they tell their friends and their family that you make them very anxious. Okay, you make them very anxious. You make them very nervous. And they're not sure what to do about it. Let's see what the other cards say, because it's not bad that you make them feel this way. Just remember that, okay? Like, that has nothing to do with you. Yeah. So this could have been a fling, okay? This came back out. It came back out. Oh my gosh, this could have been a fling, and it's a fling that turned into much deeper. Right? It's like they just wanted to have a quick hit it and quit it type situation with you because they were curious. It's almost like curiosity got the cat. Like, that's the thing. It's like they were so curious about you and they couldn't handle it. So they came forward with this offer, and maybe you just appeased the offer because you didn't think it was going to be anything other, or maybe you were really attracted to them, whatever it is. And, you know, all of a sudden you had intimate relations and then they disappeared, and you were always like, why did this person disappear? And what ended up happening is that this person got really, really nervous because they lost a sense of control over themselves when it was when they were with you. They weren't able to put on the mask. It's almost like you broke down every one of their barriers, and what was left was very raw. And they tell their family and friends that they try to play it off as though, you know, as like you were like the best lay that they had, which is not far from the truth, but it has so much more to do than a physical situation, right? Because like they're trying to tell their family and friends like, oh, this was just a fling, it was nothing big, nothing like this. But then their family and friends are telling them like, look, ever since you met up with this person, like, you've completely changed. You're not the same, you're different. You don't act the same. Like, you're not, if this is a player, like if this was a player, they're no longer playing around and stuff like that. And it's because they can't get you out of their minds. And so what they tell their family and friends about you is that, yeah, they really like you, they do care about you, but they just can't be with you because they've lost themselves. That's the thing that's coming through here the most. I've lost myself. And that's what I'm saying. Like, their family and friends are like, yeah, you've lost yourself. And it's like, so they're like, but it was just a fling. So why did you lose yourself on just a fling? Well, the thing that they're hiding from their family and friends is that they love you. They do love you. They want it to be something more, but there's something that's holding them back here. And it's almost like, honestly, I feel like this energy is like their family and friends are trying to, what is that when you lead people on? Like in law, there's a term, and I can't remember what it's been days since I studied for paralegal. Days. It's been years. It's been a long time since I studied for being a paralegal. It's like when you ask leading questions, that's what I was going into. It's like that's what they're doing. They're asking leading questions to kind of paint their own picture so that it looks the way that they want it to. And this person is just kind of letting them do that, right? It's like rather than actually face the feeling, they're letting their family and friends ask leading questions about you. So they're very mysterious. They're very quiet about this time with you. They're very much in the dark. They leave them in the dark, right? Because I think they're in the dark themselves. I mean, we'll get some clarifying cards out on it and find out a little bit more here, but they do care about you deeply, right? They do really do. It's like They do really do. They do really do. No, they really do care about you. They really wish it was something else. This is somebody who probably keeps tabs on you. Like, you probably notice their energy lurking in the darkness somewhere, and you're like, oh, so-and-so's watching me again. Like, I can feel it. And it's like they can't get enough of you. Like, the Lover's coming out. Yeah, like, they can't get enough of you, but they're not really in a place where they can come through, like, set off the fireworks in their life. You know, they can't really do anything about it. Now, there could be circumstances that are preventing them from coming forward, you know, family situationships, business, their own life, whatever it is. But this person, because they feel like they've lost control, they have to deal with their own internal before they come towards you. And so it's like, let's find out what's coming out. So, Source, what does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 1? Okay. Yeah, look at this. Oh, you got all 3 cards out. Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands. Didn't I say drama sometimes follows you and you don't even try? Like, and then we have drama coming out here. What a wonderful confirmation. Yeah, like, it's like, you're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. Right? Like, that's how this person is. It's like, some days they're really, really, like, so excited that they've met you, and then other days they're like, oh my gosh, this is like the bane of my existence. And it's like you have made them feel things that they never knew they could feel before. And there's some sort of persistence that's going through here, and there's some sort of energy that's saying that I'll overcome that eventually, right? It's not to tell you, that is not in any way, shape, or form, pile 1, to tell you to wait around on this person, okay? Because eventually they're going to have to face it. Eventually they're going to have to face the storm that's going on. They can't run from the storm. None of us can run from the storm. When the hurricane comes, sometimes we just got to ride it out. And we got to figure out what is going on within us that's causing that. And if we don't, then it keeps replaying over and over again, right? So then we have the Emperor here with the Bachelor. Yeah, that's that energy. Like, they wanted it to seem like, oh, this was just a fling. Like, I'm the eligible bachelor. I'm not going to settle down. I have control over my life. The Emperor is a very controlled energy, right? It's a very much like, no one can take me out of my element, but you did. And so they can't hide the fact that you drug them out of their element. And so they're in this place of just trying to convince the people who are asking questions. You know, when the 5 of Cups comes in the reverse, we're talking about people who are looking for gossip, right? And it's people who want to know what's going on. And so when people are looking for gossip, it's like this Emperor energy is just letting them ask whatever questions they want, not necessarily giving them the answers they're looking for, but letting them basically paint their own pictures. It's leading questions, right? And so it's something that they're going through right now, and they're not able to overcome this right now because there's a lot of, they're repressing a lot of their emotions. They're repressing themselves, and they're not owning up to the fact that they actually do really care about you. They really do have feelings for you, right? We have first date coming out, clarifying the the 2 of Cups. This is the Ace of Coins. Like, they would love to offer you something. I feel like they would love to ask you out on a first date, but this isn't what they tell their family and friends, right? Why is it being present here in the reading? Because this is what's really going on. This is how they really feel, but the whole time they're fighting it. With this 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this is something they're fighting. Something they're arguing. This is like meeting their match, right? They've met their match. They're in a battle with you energetically, but not with you, because it's more self. It's this energetic self that they're battling and not realizing it. But they're trying to paint a picture to their enemy, quote unquote, right? Because you're not really the enemy here. They're trying to put a picture with that. And what keeps coming up is you, because you made them feel ways that they've never felt before. Yeah, the Fan. So we have the World here. Look. This feels like, again, it's like tuning in, right? This is, of course, the Bachelorette, right? The Final Rose deck. It's like all about the Bachelorette and everything like that. It's interesting. I didn't even realize. I picked up the cards twice and I made sure I got them all. But look, the contestant fell out. This is the magician. I'm sorry, the fool. This is you. Like, you're the contestant in this. You're the one. And look, everybody's trying to tune in to get, oh my gosh, what are they doing? I picked these up twice because cards kept falling out from the bottom and I made sure. And then I look over and it's just still in there. Like, what the heck? So it's like you're the one that's on blast right now, right? You're the one that's on blast because it's like there's people who are tuning in to try and gain clarity on what's going on with this connection, right? Like, we have the Knight of Cups, the hopeless romantic. So you are someone that's romantic. So is this person. They're extra romantic, right? But then we have the Hangman here with the cliffhanger, to be continued. Exactly. The cliffhanger. They left you hanging. That's a confirmation to the energy that I'm feeling in this. So there, just, here's the thing, Pile 1. I wish I was getting more, but to be honest, this person is not telling their family and friends much about you. They're letting their family and friends paint the picture that they want. Like, they're tuning in, and they're only seeing this much of what's going on, and they're painting their own picture based on that. And you're the contestant, the fool energy here. You're the one that just kind of like up and left. You're not in that anymore, right? Let's get some oracles out for you. Source, can we please have some more information on what this person tells their family and friends about pile number 1? What oracle cards would you like to come out, Source? Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, let's get one of these. Can we please have some oracle cards for pile 1, Source? Thank you. Yeah, hot and cold. Look, we have B on the bottom here with 6, reciprocity. Like, I feel like they dream about equal give and take with you, but right now they're dealing with, like, I keep hearing, like, leeches. Like, they have leeches in their family, leeches in their friends. Like, these are people who don't want the best for them. These are people who tune into this person's life with their own agenda. And then it's interesting because there is a bee spirit in here too, but we have wasp spirit on the bottom here before I even shuffle. It says sometimes life stings. So another confirmation here coming out. It's like this energy of their friends and family want them to believe that they have a prosperous connection with them, but really they just go behind their back and do things that aren't very nice. I feel like this person's just realizing that. They're finally realizing this, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's get one of these. What else for pile 1, Source? Thank you. Look, what did I say? We have icebergs submerged on the bottom here. Didn't I say we're only seeing like this much, right? They're tuning in every week, but they're seeing this much. They're only seeing 10% of what's going on, while the whole 90% is down here buried underneath the water surface, right? So there are some pretty... Whoa, okay, that came out. Look, I just said water, and water came out. We have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. Yeah, so this person's intuition is being ignited, but they see you as somebody who's very spiritual. They see you as someone who's very sensual. They see you as someone who's very loving and kind, and that beautiful, deep, emotional, watery energy, right? And that scares them. Didn't I say it's like, I did say Sagittarius energy, but you could have Pisces energy, you could have water energy in your chart as well. Especially if you have a water moon. Like, you're very, very intuitive if you have a water moon. Let's get one more of these out, Source, for pile number 1. What else for pile number 1, Source? Okay, thank you. All right. And then we'll get some of these. Okay. So what do we have here? Look, have faith. Trust your faith in the situation with number 12, that hangman energy again. Your perspective is everything. Like, if all you're going to do is blame this person because of the people that they have hanging around, like, that's not really that fair, right? And the same thing with this person. They need to have faith in the situation. I do believe that they have faith in the connection. But what they don't have faith in or trust in right now is themselves. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, is to trust yourself, especially when you're looking around and you're like, whoa, I'm actually surrounded by some really toxic individuals, right? Then we have number 34, receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. Yeah, they're learning how to accept what's happened. Also, I feel like you're learning how to accept what's happened. It may have been a fleeting moment, you know, with the snowflake here. May have been very fleeting. But at the same time, it's something that allows you to appreciate some new thing that you've had, right? Some situation that you've had that really brought out love and kindness in the connection. Like, it was so much more. If it wasn't a physical connection, if it was just you guys hanging out, it was so much more than what it seemed to both of you. Yeah, look, we have cycles with hair here, number 31, coming out over the Emperor, so 31 is 4. It's all about strength, stability, and structure, foundation. This person is dealing with cycles in their life. They're trying to let them go. They're trying to heal from their past wounds. They're trying to heal from just the people that are surrounding them. It's not easy. It's not easy to let go of who you once thought you were, right? You lived your whole life being in this situation. You've lived your whole life being surrounded by energy like this. And while the World card is a beautiful card, I'm looking at this image just like everybody has their opinion on your person's life, whoever you're thinking about, right? And unfortunately, for a long time, this person really believed that that was the way they needed to live life. And they're learning that there are other ways. Look, we have the Ant Spirit. Time to collaborate, right? They want to get together. They want to put the pieces back together here. They don't want it to stay broken. We have number 1, right? Again, having faith. Number 1 is all about having faith. So to me, it's just very interesting that this would come out right here in this space. It's like double the faith. It's like this person is very connected to the 3D realm. Like, you're very spiritual, and they're learning how to have faith in this moment, which is not something that's easy when all you trust is what you can see with your own 2 eyes. And they're learning to reflect on the past, on the situation with you. This person doesn't tell people much. They're very secretive. It would not surprise me if this person had Scorpio highly aspect in their chart, okay? That is a very specific message, but that is the energy that's coming through here. It's like this person, you want to know what they're telling them. Of course you do, but what we're getting is very little. We're getting so little on this. And it's because this person's in a very much, good English, Becky, good English. They're very much in a period of reflecting and coming into hermit mode, where they're trying to deal with their own internal self, right? Their internal ego, their internal emotions, and all those things. And when they're able to do so, they'll be able to heal and come forward if that's what they choose to do. Look, we have House 5 coming out again. So we have a lot of synchronicities in this reading. Passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. You make them feel good. Okay, and that's something that they're scared to tell who they care about. And the reason being is because it seems like they're noticing patterns that whenever they tell their family and friends that they're happy about something or someone, that things begin to go awry. And why is that? Because we have people who are trying to play a part in a situation that they don't belong playing a part in. Okay? Let's get some yin yang cards out real quick, and then we'll check out. Look, Venus offer flipped over. Of course it did. Look, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Spirit Guides, Assistance. We have Shadow Side, the Moon. Didn't I say someone might have a water moon here? Oh, I love these confirmation stores. Thank you so much. Thank you. And if y'all can't see those, that's okay. I'll show you in just a second. All right, on the bottom of the deck. Look, we have distance, repeat, or retreat, or timeout. Exactly. That's why there's distance right now. That's why you're not in connection right now. Because the thing is they're trying to figure out what's going on within themselves. This is not easy. Okay? So we had the Ace, water, with Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio come out here. So again, that energy coming out multiple times here. Water energy, highly aspect. We have shadow side with the moon and the dark night, right? So they're dealing with the dark night of the soul. They're dealing with the shadow side. Whatever it is that you want to call it. Right now, they're digging deep within themselves to find out more about what's going on within them. They're getting assistance, okay? This person is not saying much. And this is so symbolic here. Look at how this girl, she's holding her hand over her mouth. All you see is her eye. They're learning how to observe situations, right? So, yes, maybe they told their family and friends. If you watched the other one that I did earlier in the year, maybe they told their family and friends more about you then. But now they're not saying much because now they're just trying to observe the actions of their family and friends, right? And that's why they're getting assistance from their guides. They are learning to have faith. They're learning to trust in the unknown, the unseen, the divine, okay, the spirit realm. And they do want to give you an offer. We have Venus here with offer. They love you. They care about you a lot, but they're just trying to understand their own journey. And so what are they telling their family and friends right now? Not much. They're letting their family and friends paint a picture of you so that they can understand who the true people that, the truth of the people that are surrounding them. So let's check out your yin card, your Kuan Yin card, and I'm going to read this from the book. We have Tai Chi rising with number 32, and 32 is all about 5. So you may see 555 a lot. This person may see 555 a lot, and that may be a number that arises whenever they're thinking about you. Okay, I can hold open the book here. Can you see that? Okay, perfect. We have your energy field is growing stronger with more spiritual electricity pulsing through your being. Take time to nourish your nervous system as it adjusts, and be gentle with yourself as you adjust to increasing levels of spiritual potency, which gives more impact to your words, actions, and thoughts. Wasn't I talking about that? They're now opening up to the divine. We have this card coming in right away as a confirmation. Having a big energy field does not necessarily mean that you have a high level of consciousness. But when you do have an exquisite awareness and a beautiful light, it is able to shine more brightly through larger energy field. Whatever you have within you, a larger energy field will reveal it with greater gusto. You have a spiritual light within you, and the elegance, beauty, and refinement of that light wishes to express itself more potently in the world of forms so that others may receive healing and refine their light too. You can help teach others about the power of gentleness, that force is not required, and that kindness can be the most healing and powerful balm of all. For this to happen, more so now, your energy field is growing. It is like having a bigger light globe through which to shine your light so that it is more visible. As your energy field grows, your words and thoughts have more potency. Like getting used to driving a car with more powerful engine. Take your time and be careful as you realize the impact of your actions and thoughts will have on the world of forms around you now. You do not need to worry about this. You can go into your heart and trust that you will exercise your will potency in the world through surrendering into your heart, where your own Kuan Yin nature will guide you into compassion and right action. Let your energy field continue to grow through chanting, meditation, energy work, and healing, and whatever else intuitively feels right for you. This is confirmation that the growth is happening and needs to happen for you now so that you are able to do your life's work most effectively. Yeah, they're going through a spiritual awakening right now. That's why they're not saying much. Something is happening and changing within them, and they're growing, right? And they're very much in this place of trying to see where they're at. No longer is it about all the people around them. No longer are they worried about everybody else around them. They're just trying to understand. And part of that comes from you coming into their life. And this is something I just saw because I pulled these down. You may see mirroring numbers. We have 21 and 12 coming out here. Even though the Knight of Cups was in between them, I just saw it when I pulled it down. I saw it like that. And so that might be something that you notice when you're thinking of them. And look, we have the Swan underneath that with the late bloomer and the Knight of Coins, right? Yeah, so they're just taking time. Like they're a late bloomer in the, have you ever read the book Leo the Late Bloomer? If you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. It just took time for them to figure out what this journey is, but I feel like your connection has assisted them in that. And right now, I apologize I didn't get much more on what they were telling their family and friends, but this is what's going on with them, okay? If you feel like this is your pile, leave a rose down below and say, I'm glad for my offer and my blessing. So that way you let Source know that you're drawing this into you and this is what you would like. Leave me a thumbs up down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there though and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second though to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel, Source, and my guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And until next time, Pile 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this beautiful fossil, this fossilized shell, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do they tell their family and friends about you. First things first, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with you, to get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. You'll find all the links necessary where you can email me to get a personal reading, and I'll get you out some scheduling options as well as further information. Just know there are a finite amount of spaces available each week. It is first come, first serve, and they do fill up rather quickly. Also, make sure you do check out my podcast at Scatter Love Radio. It is on Anchor FM and Spotify, where you get to hang out with yours truly. It's just a fun, chill session, and honestly, I hope to see you there. So that being said, let's go ahead and move into your reading. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently, but I feel like this is something that you'll see more of coming up. I'm going to use the dice to get an idea of your energy, so that way we can determine whether or not this is your reading. If you resonate with the dice, know that this reading is for you. If you don't resonate with the dice, then you can check out one of the other readings as well, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Source, what can you tell us about pile number 2 so that they know that this is their reading? Source, what messages can you tell us about pile number 2 so that they know that this is their reading? What can you tell us about their energy, Source? Okay, so we've got Pluto, we've got Leo, and we've got 11th house. You are a friendly person. You're very quirky, unique. You're very driven. You've also changed yourself a lot over the last few years. It feels like the last 5 to 10 years. You've really done a huge transformation on your life to where you're now very expressive. Like maybe before you were very scared to express yourself, and now you're very expressive and you're able to connect with people who are like-minded, or people who are on a similar journey as you, and people who you feel are just like a collective of friends. Like you don't know any strangers, right? Like you don't know any strangers. You know everybody. Even if you don't know them, you know them. You just talk to them. You're willing to talk to them. And people love talking to you because you bring so much vibrancy to the room, right? You're a very outgoing, charismatic person. Anytime we have Leo, someone very charismatic. You can tell a joke. You can tell a story. You're like a traveling bard, you know, and nothing against it. It's no, for real. Like you pass on stories to people and they're like, oh, that's great. Like people will retell your stories to other people because you tell it so good. Like that's an awesome energy, honestly. Right? You're very much up on technology. You know what's new. You use what's new. You probably always change your phone or your computer, or you're that person that waits and you'll buy something at the end of the year, like around Black Friday or Cyber Monday, and you'll get the best deal you can on the latest and greatest technology, and you do that like every year. But I don't feel like you're insensible about it. Like I do feel like you're very sensible about how you purchase things. And I feel like you also just somebody that just enjoys technology. If you're not with it, like where you have a brand new phone, a brand new computer or anything, you stay up to date on the latest advances in technology because it's something that really is fun for you, right? You get a lot of praise. You have a lot of recognition wherever you go. You maybe have a lot of followers if you have your own platform that you have some sort of service through. You're somebody who likes to fulfill their hopes and dreams, and you do chase them, right? You like to play around, you're goofy, you might be the prankster out of all your friends, and you love pranking people and Sometimes people might get irritated, but as soon as you talk to them about it, like the irritation goes away because they just love your energy. You are a center of attention. Whether you want to be or not, you just naturally gravitate to being the center of attention. You're very confident, you're generous, you're outgoing, you're very fun and artistic, you're very popular is the thing that's coming through here. Like, okay, Mr. Football player, okay, Mrs. Cheerleader, right? No, you're just a very popular person by nature. It's just because of your energy. You hold a lot of power when it comes to social, social tendencies. So you have a lot of evolution. You're a very sexually desired person. You're very intense. You may be someone who dives into a cult. There are a lot of people who obsess about you. There are people in your past that have tried to control you, and I feel like that's why there's been so much transformation in your life, because for a time in your life you let others control what you did, and you don't do that anymore, and that's where you've taken back and empowered yourself. And that's why sometimes you can be a little bit intimidating to others, and even through that, you help connect with others on a very deep emotional level, and people are very receptive to the things that you say. You may have some very auspicious Pluto placements in your chart, or you may also have Scorpio and some very auspicious placements in your chart. Whatever the case may be, you're just a very, very well-rounded individual. So let's get some tarot on it. Now, I'm going to do my best to get some information from you. Now, what I said with pile 1, because I had to, so I feel like I should tell you this, is that if they're not willing to, or if they don't say anything, I can only get what the cards will tell me, okay? So I will do my best for you. I can only get what source is going to pass through to me. It's not, because sometimes their energy is just that blocked, okay? I don't feel like that's how it's going to be for you. I just want to make that clear, okay? Just want to make that clear. So source for pile number 2. What can you tell us? Like, what does this person tell their family and friends about you? First thing is, I feel like you've changed their perception on something. Like the way that they saw something, you came in and you helped them see it from a different angle. And now it's helping them to be a leader in their own life. They admire you. Source, what does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 2? Yeah, like even though they have some unhealed things that they're dealing with, or some past that they feel like is very ugly, they're doing their best to accept themselves, right? To not be so conceited anymore. I feel like they've had a lot of conceit in their life. Like, you mirrored that back to them in a way, because you're the center of attention naturally, and so that mirrored back to them that they're somebody who strives to be the center of attention, and it seems like you never had to strive hard to be the center of attention. And so they tell their family and friends that you helped them see a bigger picture when it came to their own life. And now they're committed to trying to change. But let's see what the cards say. That's what energy's coming through. Source, thank you. What does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 2? Yeah, you made a huge impact in their life. You helped them start over. It wasn't something they were wanting to do nor looking to do when they met you, but it is something that happened. Oh, they went it the other way. Thank you. It's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. They're learning now how to network for the sake of networking, and not for the sake of just trying to be the center of attention, to be conceited, right? Because they've been brokenhearted from people, and they've fallen from grace. Look at this. Like, people have made them fall completely away from themselves because they didn't look at them the way that people look at you. And they didn't want to work on themselves. And so now they want to network the way that you network. They want to network in this way of being able to connect with others on a very profound level. And you've helped them start over with this 9 of Wands right in the middle of the deck. It was something that they didn't want to do, but your energy like forced them to do it. Yeah, a lot of action, obstinance. Look at this. Look at this with the Hermit. Oh my gosh, they had some obstinance in their life. Right? This person was very stubborn. Look at this. We start with a 5, we end with a 5. This person was extreme. And look, 9, 9. I didn't even notice that until just now. Okay. Yeah, look at these mirroring numbers here. So you have 59 and 95. So you may see mirroring numbers a lot, but also you may see 555 and 999 a lot as an indication this person's thinking of you, or this person sees those numbers when they're thinking of you. But this person was very obstinate. They did not want to change. Like, they refused to change in their life with this 5 of Wands in the reverse over here. They didn't want anything to do, like, change. No, I'm not going to change. I'm just happy being in my conceited ways. I'm very proud. I don't want anybody to come in and tell me what to do. And yet, their friends and family knew that. And that's what they're telling their family and friends now. It's like, you, pile 2, made them see this about themselves. Look at this hermit here. It's like shining a light on this. Like, oh my gosh, I met pile 2, and when they came into my life, like, they were just immediately so attractive or so amazing because they took the center of the room. And for once in my life, I didn't feel bad about it. Like, I was realizing that they did it in a very genuine, honest way. And that's how I want to be too. But I really thought that the only way to get there was to be conceited or to be overbearing or to be manipulative of others. And that's not the case. They watch you manipulate. Yeah, they watch you network with others in a very profound way, and it forced them to see all the hurt and the hardships that they've gone through, that they basically put themselves through. Something they put themselves through, right? And so this may be a love connection, but at the same time, with the 11th house here, this may be just someone that you've connected with. And that you're wondering, like, do they feel the same way about me that I do them? Like, you may have connected on a very profound, deep level. And it may have been like instant friends. You're like, oh my gosh, we just get along. We understand each other. And they feel the same way about you. Because of your energy, they may have like pulled back. And that's because they're in this process of truly trying to understand, how do I start over and become something that I want to become? How do I look into the darkness of my heart? How do I look into the darkness of my soul? How do I find my truth? How do I open my heart to the world? And how do I not lead with this sexual identity that they have? Something that this could be a player, okay? This could be someone who plays a lot with people's hearts, people's emotions. And the reason they did that was because they were hurt. Okay, they were hurt a lot, and that's the reason. And I know a lot of people think that that's not an excuse, but at the end of the day, we all choose how we show up after a heartbreak. We can choose to still be a kind person, or we can choose to become what we once abhorred. And some people will just do whatever it is that fits for them. Some people will choose to go towards the path of becoming what they once couldn't stand, because it's easier that way. It's easier to hurt others so that they don't get hurt themselves. And I just feel like I need to say that here, because when we're telling people that, and I actually made a podcast of this, so it's something that you can definitely check out if you're interested in it. It released earlier this week, but it's talking about when you're telling people that they should know better. At the end of the day, that's because you believe that you know better. It's not the truth of anyone's situation. It's really an illusion thinking that we know better than another person. Because every person's perspective, their perception, will lead them down the road that they're on. Okay? And that's not for us to determine, because each person has their own life and choices to make. And this person did. They made their choices, and they were not very pretty. Okay? And they tell their family and friends that now. They tell their family and friends that they're trying to revise the way that they show up in life. Especially with these two cards here. With the 5 of Cups coming out, this is a network card. This is being able to expand to groups of like-minded people, which is also connection with the 11th house, which is groups of like-minded people, right? But this card is all talking about being able to network in a very emotional way, to emotionally connect with others. While yes, you see yourself, you're able to build foundations emotionally with others, and they saw you do that. Right? We talked about that in the dice. So another confirmation coming through here in the reading. Let's get some reminders. Oh, and I did have oh my gosh, thank you, Source, for reminding me. I had a channeled message for you. Oh, that's so crazy. I totally forgot, and right now they just reminded me. So before, when I was doing the shuffling for your deck, I heard this song. I believe it's Kenny Chesney who sings this song, "When the Sun Goes Down." I think it's Kenny Chesney. I'm pretty sure it is. But the song, it goes, "When the sun goes down over the water, everything gets hotter when the sun goes down." Whoa, right? Like, it's like, what is it? When the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Feeling alright when the sun sinks down over the water. Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. Right? So check that song out. There might be some more messages for you in the lyrics, but that song was coming through so strong when I was shuffling for you, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a channeled message for you, and then I totally forgot about it until right now. That is so crazy. So anyways, that might mean something to someone, but that is the message that's coming through. So everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. Again, playing at that this person could have very well been a player in their past, but they're trying to rectify that, okay? What do we have here? We have the judgment card. Yeah, number 20, the judgment card. Sorry, I'm used to seeing Roman numerals, and so seeing the numbers on here, I'm just kind of like, whoa, look, isn't that fitting? When I was saying they're trying to rectify it here, you have all these people, and these are the final rose tarot deck, but it's like this rose ceremony. Isn't this where they choose who they want? And that's the thing. It's like, this is so symbolic. There's all these women waiting over here. Right? And I feel like this person was absolutely facing that judgment. And it had to do with being able to meet you that made them face this. So maybe they tried to play their tricks and their antics on you, and their shenanigans just didn't work. Right? It just didn't work. And they were like, whoa, hold up. That works on everybody. Why didn't it work on pile 2? And it's just because you've changed. Like I was saying, like there's been a period of time where you've transformed your life, and you just don't play like that anymore. Just stuff like that doesn't even matter for you anymore. And so it's like you were able to see the red flags right away. It's not that you judge this person or anything like that. It's just like you were able to see it coming from a mile away. And so it allowed you to navigate in a way that this person wasn't expecting. And so now they're like having to face that aspect of themselves. They're trying to they're learning that that's not a good way to show up in this life. Look at this. Then we have the Hangman coming out, the cliffhanger to be continued, right? So you could have left them trying to, come towards you, and you may have just walked away, or you may have left the situation altogether. Like they were like so stunned and shocked. And this is what they're telling their friends, like, you left them hanging. You left them hanging, but it was good because it was because you left them hanging, it made them change their perspective, you know? Sometimes with the players, like when you don't play in and you don't let them have their way, it really forces them to like go through all their tricks, like all the tricks that they play on everybody to get what they want. And then if you let all those tricks play out and they still are left wanting, it's like, whoa, hold on, wait a second, this didn't work. So now what do? I have nothing left. And then the only thing left to do is for them to look at themselves. And that's men and women alike, right? That's not just men, it's men and women alike, because both genders, or whoever you are, anybody is capable of being a player, okay? Look at this. Oh my gosh, I cannot. We have the sun and the moon coming out here. We have the moon and the sun with paradise here. Yeah, so now they're thinking about you. The 1819 card, like this progress, right? Like they're thinking about it. What was I saying? The sun goes down. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Like the sun goes down and then the moon shines, right? Like dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight, right? Like I don't know who sings that song, but that's a great song too. But that just came through right now. Like, yeah, they want to dance with you, and they tell their friends that they really like you. Like they saw paradise with you, and their friends are probably like tripping out because it's like, well, hold on, you're not the same person that you once were. Like you're not anything like what you used to be. And maybe there's friends that are like, good, finally you're trying to settle down. Like, this person could be way too old to be playing the player scene anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you got some 40 and 50-year-olds out there still trying to act like they 20, and you're like, hold up, like, we're far beyond this playing games on everybody situation, but they're still trying to do it because nobody's called them on their BS, and you were just somebody who called them on their BS because you saw this coming from a mile away, and now they want something more with you. Okay, like I said, it could be a friendship situation. It does feel like a friendship situation. It's interesting, but it could be a friendship that could potentially turn into something more. But anytime the sun and the moon come out, that's like a divinely guided connection, right? Because the sun and the moon is like the greatest love story of all time. It's been there since the beginning of time, right? Look at this. We have the 5 of coins. Insecure. That's what you made them feel. They're so confident every time they show up. And they tell their friends, like, you made them feel insecure, and they don't know. And this is like somebody or a group of people that they really trust to be this open with, right? In other words, this group of friends knows exactly how this person is. They know how they show up. And you have this energy coming through, like they're completely caught them off guard, right? You put them in a position that they didn't know how to handle. And now they want to come running with the Knight of Roses. They want to come running here. This is the Knight of Wands, the front runner. They want to come towards you, right? They want to move towards you. We have the 2 of Roses, which is the 2 of Wands with the date card. Yeah, they may want to offer you a date soon. And the Producer, which is the Magician. This is something that you may have manifested not knowingly. Like, I feel like that's something, or maybe you knew exactly what you were doing, Pile 2. Being snarky over there. See how you are? Oh, yeah, you just changed this person's whole point of view on life. Let's get some oracles out on it for pile number 2, source. What does this person tell their family and friends? The thing here, though, is I feel like it's more like their family and friends are just shocked because this person is completely changed. Yeah, they really like you. Romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. This person's never been tied down. They've never let anybody tie them down. And yet, here you come in, Pile 2. Being the person you are. Being all shiny and bright. And you bagged this person. Whether you wanted to or not, like, it happened. We have power. Turnover. Didn't I say that with Pluto? You're a very powerful individual. But you're powerful when it comes to the state of emotions. With number 11 here. A very spiritual number. With Deer here. You have an innocence about you that's very pure and beautiful, and that's something that they cannot seem to get away from. Is just remembering you. I feel like this person reminisces about the times that you've had together. Yeah, I see secrets on the bottom with 2 here. Links, secrets. They've kept everybody before in these bubbles outside and secrets, and it's like they want to reveal their secrets to you. And it may not affect you in that way. Like, you may not be like one that's like, oh, finally I bagged somebody. You may just be like, okay, cool. You know, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But, you know, like, I'm not going to sit here and play somebody's games. Yeah, they were mad at first. Woo! Woo! This person was mad at first. What did I say? They didn't want to start over. They didn't want to change. They didn't want to begin again. But this was all divinely guided, right? Anytime volcano comes up, it's like a force of Mother Nature. It's not something that anybody can control. It's completely beyond our control. There's a series of events that happen that Source puts in place so that it will gain, hopefully, the results. Because at the end of the day, we do have free will. We can choose not to change. But when things blow up like this, it forces us to change, right? And so they were very angry. Very angry when this first happened, but now they can't help but picture a beautiful outcome with you, right? Dancing in the moonlight. So you may see 111 a lot too. We have individuality, self-image, and approach to life. So what they tell their friends, this is what you change for them. You completely change their approach to life, like their perspective on who they were. on what it was to live too. Like their whole idea of what it was to live just totally changed, right? Like we have rabbit on the bottom. And for me, rabbit's all about healing wounds from the past, those cycles that come up. Karmic lessons. It says now is a lucky time with 49, right? So 12 is coming through here, and it's like, again, that idea that perspective is everything. And maybe this person ghosted you, and the whole reason they ghosted you is because all of a sudden they went into a spiritual awakening, and now they're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? It could just be that they're dealing with themselves. It could be that they're just overcoming some fears that they've had. You know, it could be anything. So whatever you want to put to it, whatever you want to call it. What do we have here? Number 7, the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Yeah, you taught them that what they believed love was and what the reality of love is 2 different things. And so if this person actually truly wanted love in their life, they realized they had to change. So now, this is what they tell their family and friends, is that you forced them into being a hermit. Look, another confirmation. Now they're in this place, like, dealing with themselves. That's the only person they can deal with. And they don't even want anybody else. Even if they try, like, they may try to go back to their player ways. But if you've ever experienced any kind of download or emotional awakening or emotional understanding and understanding, you realize that once you know something, there is no going back. Like, there's no like, oh, sorry, just because I know this, like, I still am going to act the way that I was acting before. Because you try to act the way that you acted before, and things just kind of fall apart. And you realize that's why they're falling apart. So, like, we have sextile here, combination of tension and flow, potential in a rewarding situation. Exactly everything that I've been saying. They want a connection with you. But it's all because they had to go through this tension so they could learn to flow with the situation, right? They were dealing with resistance, and now they're not. And then we have number 56 here, 11 again, make your dreams real, right? Creating reality, weaving their life into the future. This is a thing here. It's like, I feel like you're the one that manifested them. And I at some point, maybe you did intentionally do this, but I feel like you let it go. And it's like, now you're just kind of like, oh, I didn't realize I was manifesting that, right? Oh, wait. I want to get some of the yin-yang cards real quick. Can you please have some yin-yang cards for pile number 2, source? Thank you. Yeah. Yep. Yo. What else do you want, source? What else would you like for pile number 2? No. Okay. Now I have that song stuck in my head, pile 2. Thanks. So, you're fine. We have guarded and vulnerability on the bottom. They saw you as somebody who didn't open up to them, but you were still being vulnerable in a different way. That uniqueness, it's drawing them in. But this is what they were, is like somebody who deceived, somebody who wanted to fall into temptation, right? They liked that idea. They liked being able to do what they wanted when they wanted. And like I said, you could have met this person through your friend group or through a friend, whatever it is, but definitely have a similar connection through networking. Storm and unexpected, you know, that's the thing. You were an unexpected entity in their lives. You really were. You came in and you blew everything up. And that's why they were so mad. Look at the horn being the confirmation here. So it's like, that's why they were mad. Because they didn't know. They didn't know that anybody like you existed. They weren't ready for it. I'm going to take a drink real quick. See? They like to control things. They were trying to control the connection. But they didn't win. They didn't win. They got it handed back to them. Because you're somebody who lives in the present moment. That's what makes you abundant. You're grateful for all your experiences. Right? They just didn't realize. So it was forced separation here. It's like I said, they may have ghosted you, or you may have ghosted them. You may have been like, look, I'm out. I'm gone. And so now they're longing for you to come back, but they don't know what to do. Like, there's this energy. And so they may be asking their friends and family right now for help. But more or less what they're telling their family and friends is how you've changed their life. Like, this is like the change that they've gone through, what they tell their family and friends. They want to receive with you. They want to open their hearts to you, right? But it's something that's very challenging for them. It's very unusual. They're not sure. This is all new for them. And they want you to be a part of their lives. And that's what they tell their family and friends. They want you to be a part of their lives. They feel like you guys are meant to be together. And I feel like their family and friends are egging them on. Like, go for it. You know, if that's somebody that you want, go for it. Get them. Like, don't let them pass you by. But every time, like, they try to make a step forward, they're just really nervous and they don't know what to do. And so they kind of, like, step back. But let's find out what your Kuan Yin card says here. So we have number 33, a master number coming out, 10 Sisters of Light. Yeah, you've lived multiple lifetimes together. Multiple lifetimes together. That's why this person is feeling this is a huge draw. Okay, like, this is a lot of power between the two of you. Okay? It says, you are an advanced soul and have lived many incarnations, shown your light through many different faces. Your soul has learned many skills in past lives, developed abilities and talents. This lifetime is a culminating lifetime in the sense that your soul is drawing together potencies developed over many lifetimes into unified expression. It is like drawing on the power of 10 sisters or more into your one current lifetime. Be prepared to grow and to shine, beloved. The higher self likes to integrate the wisdom it has gleaned over many experiences and lifetimes so that nothing is lost and all is enhanced. Right? Was I saying, once you know, you know. There's no going back. Once you know, that's it. You have to move forward. You are in the process of a spiritual weaving. Didn't I say you're weaving your future into the present? Oh, I love this. An integration at a soul level now. This means that skills and abilities that you hardly recognize consciously will become more obvious to you. You may find that you know things from different traditions or that you have no recollection of ever. You may find that you know things from different traditions that you have no recollection of ever learning. You may feel strangely drawn to start studying different healing arts or martial arts, for example, only to find that it's somehow familiar to your heart. Be patient, open, trusting of this journey. It is an intense time of spiritual growth, as in the integration, there is also shedding of the old issues or pain that no longer serves you. As I was saying, they want to be open to receiving this, but this is different. This is something they're not used to because they're used to walking in the darkness. Okay, low vibrational. This is what they're experiencing right now, is integrating all those things that they've been thinking about, wondering about, and learning about themselves, right? Okay, it is good to let this go. You are being asked to encourage the activation of past life abilities in your current lifetime by letting go of past pain and issues, even if you are not fully aware of what they are. Through releasing pain with the breath out of the heart chakra and anywhere else in the body or energy field you are drawn intuitively to do so. From the space created, the soul light will shine, and the light of incarnations past, including talents and abilities developed therein, shall shine through you now. So this person may be opening up to their own abilities that they didn't realize they had. And that could be something that's scaring the bejesus out of them. And that's something they're sharing with it feels like there's one person that this person really trusts, but it could be a group of friends and family that they really trust. And they're telling them that now. And it's something that they're just not sure of how to handle it. But they do have a deep longing for you. And that's something that's very, very obvious here. And that's something they do talk about. And how you've changed their perspective. And you're bringing them closer to their higher self here. Okay? So if this is your pile, leave a little apple emoji down below. And say, I change with the flow. And I run with the tides. So you let Source know that you're calling this in. And leave me a thumbs up down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, Source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this lovely message. And until next time, Pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful tumbled rock, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do they tell their family and friends about you. Just real quick, and first things first, these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary down below in the description box, where you can email me for a private reading. It will get you out further information as well as scheduling options. I do have a finite amount of spaces available each week, and they do fill up rather quickly. It is first come, first serve, okay? Also, if you're interested, check out my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where you can hang out with me. It's just a fun, cool hangout session with yours truly. And honestly, I hope to see you there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I am doing things a little bit different today. Pile 3, I'm going to go ahead and get your energies with the dice, so that way you'll know whether or not this is your reading. If that doesn't resonate with you, then check out one of the other piles as well, okay? Perfect. Was there one other thing that I wanted to say? Oh, just be open to what's coming through. They've been all over the place, so just gotta say be open, okay? So, source for pile number 3. What can you tell us about pile number 3 so that they know that this is their reading? What information can you give us about pile 3, source? What messages can you tell us about pile number 3 so that we know that this is their message, source? Okay, so we have 10th house Gemini and Venus energies. Okay. So you are a workaholic, pile 3. You may work in communications. You may work with a group of people, like a group of really talented people too. That's a very specific message coming through. But yeah, you're somebody who's a hard worker. You're very driven. You're very ambitious. You like to set goals and keep to your goals and work towards that. You set plans, and you are someone who will definitely follow a plan. Like, you're okay with that. Right? You could very well be a parent. You don't have to be. The 10th house is always like the father of the zodiac, but you are in your masculine energy right now, and that doesn't matter what you identify with. It's just you're in a very masculine energy right now, taking action, moving forward. You may have a lot of public recognition. You do have status. You have authority. You could be a boss. You could have fame. You could have fortune, expertise, those things. Let's see. You're someone who's very adaptable. You're intelligent. You have a lot of agility. You're very open to communication with many, many people. You have large social networks. You may deal with a lot of gossip around you because you're someone who has risen to the top. And so you may have a lot of unfavorable things that come through in regards to you from other people, right? However, you've learned how to attract to you what it is that you want. You're good at, bringing in money and luxury and gifts, and people are always seeing that. You're someone who's very sensual. You're someone who's very comforting. You like comfort as well. You do compromise. You're someone who enjoys balance. You like things to be in harmony, and you love to love. That's something about you. You really love to love. You also enjoy art. You're very social. You're someone who loves the finer things in life, the very beautiful things in life. And so even though you're in a very masculine energy, you're also someone who's extremely balanced, and you're able to sit back and receive when receiving is necessary. So it's like you work really hard, but then you receive what it is that you worked hard for, and you don't fight that. You're not resistant to that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some tarot on it and find out more about what this person tells their family and friends. Oh, and there was a message coming through. This person's very attracted to you. Whoever they are, they're very sexually attracted to you. Like, bouncing. They really, really, really are attracted to you, okay? Yeah. There's somebody who's stuck. They may be stuck in a situation, though. It could be that they're married. It's not really what I'm getting. They're just stuck in a past situation, like dealing with past hurts, past pains, you know, things like that. But they do tell their family that you are someone that is very attractive to them. Like, they may see pictures of you come up on social media and they're like biting their knuckles, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, they just can't help it. And their family's like, okay, seriously? And they're like, I just, with pile 3, I can't. Like, they're very attractive. They really think you're very attractive. All right, Source, what can you tell us? What does this person tell their family and friends about pile 3? Thank you. Now, they want to come in. What does this person tell pile 3? Or, excuse me, tell their family and friends about pile number 3? Does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 3? Thank you. Does this person tell their family and friends about pile number 3? I feel like they have a crush on you. Yeah. Interesting. They do feel like they're out of your league. But they do have a crush on you. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very superficial thing. So they do tell their family and friends that you're someone who... Okay, before I get into this, first and foremost, just remember, this is what someone's saying or thinking about you. That does not make it true to who you are. Okay, so no matter what somebody says about you, you know who you are. Own your truth. Don't be deterred or triggered by what another person might say or think about you, okay? Just saying that up front here. But they do tell their family and friends that you're superficial, okay? But they know deep down that you're someone who's worked hard for what they've got, okay? You've never stopped working hard for what you've got. And you always, when you outgrew something, you moved on to the next thing. But they try to paint a different picture of you, even though it's like you're... like the model in their life, right? You're out of their league. They know you're out of their league. And so they're trying to paint a worse picture of you than to deal and face their own internal insecurities, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to get real. I just want you to know, pile 3, before we get into this, only if you're ready to hear this, stick around, because this is about to get real. This is somebody who thinks that you, like, they don't think these things. I want you to understand. They really think that you're someone who's successful. But what they tell their family and friends about you, because they may have pictures of you on their phone, or they may follow your social media, especially if you have fame and fortune, which, you know, you could have your own platforms that you use. This is someone who says you're conceited. They say that you don't really care about anybody else, that you don't have boundaries when it comes to protecting yourself. Like, basically that you just give your emotions out to anybody willy-nilly, and that you don't want to face reality. Okay? They say that maybe you talk about things that you've never actually had the experience behind, okay? Which doesn't necessarily, it's not true. I don't feel like that's true at all. I feel like this person's just trying to hide the fact that they want everything with you. They want to grow with you, right? They want to be stable with you. Again, they want that, like, they want that family situation with you. They want to offer you love, even though it might not be deep love. It's superficial love. The Knight of Cups in my deck is a very, like, he's a romantic. Yes, he can be auspicious, but he's also the one with the most shallow cup. And so there's this sense of having a very shallow love. Okay? It's just very surface level. And so this person tells their family and friends all the things that they are, but they refer to you as being those things instead. Like, you're someone who just got lucky and is now dealing with a stroke of bad luck because you got lucky. Like, you know, it was all through, maybe you sold your soul to the devil type energy. It's like, oh, well, they just went and they gambled and they got big and they got lucky because of that. And now they just think they can treat anybody the way that they want. And I don't think that their family and friends believe them, to be honest. I feel like this person may be a pathological liar. But the thing is that this person just, they're so attracted to you, and it's almost like they cannot believe how attracted to you that they are. Right? This person, they want it. They want it real bad. They're very physically attracted to you. I kept getting that when I was shuffling. I was like, oh, they're sexy. Oh, I want them. Oh, I need them. It wouldn't surprise me if this person does some dirty deeds to some of your photos. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, it's not to gross you out or anything like that. But this person doesn't want to admit that deep down they do have feelings for you, because this person is trying to hide that fact. But they are attracted to you. They're not going to hide the fact that they're attracted to you, because it's like they don't feel like that's giving them away. They feel like, oh, there's a lot of people attracted to pile 3. But again, they do feel like you're out of their league. Look, I shuffled this deck and insecurities come out. Insecure with the 5 of coins. Right? Something's going to change for them. Something's going to be shown for them. But they don't want it to. Like, they're sweating it. Yeah. Sent home. Look, the Tower. Or the House of God again, right? In the upright here, sent home. Like, they're gonna come to some sort of realization, or there's gonna be something that comes through that makes them look like the bearer of bad news. That could just be you finding out about what's going on too, you know? Maybe you're gonna find out about it, but you're actually this really kind, generous person. Let's see if we can find out more. But they do try to paint a pretty bad picture of you, and it's nothing to judge them based on. Again, it's just this person's coming from a hurt place. It's not that you hurt them. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this had to come out. We have the Ace of Swords here, right, with fresh meat. So anytime the Ace of Swords comes out, it's just like a truth is being spoken here. A truth is being shown. This person just does this because they don't know how to approach you in a way that they're going to get what they want. So they treat you like an object. They treat you like a piece of fresh meat. Like, it's not flattering at all. Even though they do like you, even though they think that you're very attractive, like, it's just something, though, they just try to paint you as an object, because it's easier to deal with the idea of you as an object to their family and friends than to think of you as an actual person. Because to think of you as an actual person, they know that their family and friends would probably tell them the truth, that you're too good for them. Yeah, so they cause a lot of drama. This person just has a sly tongue. They just do. And so they try to cause a lot of drama. They may have caused drama for you in the past. I don't know who this is. This is a weird energy. But this person just can't get over how attracted they are to you. But it's almost like because you have a hold on them through your beauty. It could be through your beauty, through how sensual you are, through whatever it is. It could just be your heart and your love. Whatever it is that holds them, it's almost like they resent you for holding them in that way. Not seeing it as what it is, and that's something that you have within yourself that that they themselves can have within them. So instead of going and finding out what that is, they'd rather hold it against you and cause all kinds of drama and make others try to not like you, right? If I can make others not like you, then I'm winning, because that means that eventually pile 3 is going to get knocked down, and then all they're going to have is me. And that's not the case. Like, it's just a really shady kind of energy. Look, shoulders to cry on. We have the 10 of Wands coming through here. Right? And the 10 of Wands talks about a friendship that makes it through thick and thin in the Tarot Marseille. And so with that idea here, it's like this person doesn't know what it is to be your friend. They don't know what it is to make it through thick and thin. With shoulder to cry on, it's like that's it. It's almost like trying to paint a picture and get everybody to not like you so that they can come in and be the savior. Right? I mean, what a really shady way to do things. But you've moved on. I feel like you're moving on, or you have moved on from this person, because they blindsided you too many times. They hurt you too many times, and you recognize what the red flags were, and you're like, look, I'm not going to cry tears over you anymore because of your secrets, because of the things that you don't want to deal with. So I'm going to go and live the life that I want to live. And you left. And so now, look, you have meeting parents. So this person could be trying to get their parents to see you from a different light. Like, I feel like here's the thing. It may have worked for a time. But look, we have influencer. Yeah, so you definitely do have some sort of influence on the community or on a group of people. But I feel like it worked for some time. But look, it's like a house that's drawn. It's a paper house. As soon as water got on it, it was done. It was ruined. There was nothing left. So they're not being believed anymore. The stories that they're telling, like their family and friends are no longer believing them. They're just like, psh, whatever. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about pile 3, you know, it's like one of these days pile 3 is going to have everything that you want and you're the one that got left behind in the dust. And you really want us to expect that pile 3 is all these things that you say they are? And I feel like the family and friends realize now that the whole reason that you left is because you cried too many tears. You cried too many tears. You cried over them. Tears that was like, they weren't worth your tears in the first place. But it doesn't mean that it didn't hurt, right? And so you learned how to care for yourself. You learned how to love for yourself. But with this page of coins here, it's like you gave to yourself. You're like, you know what? It was a bad situation, but I don't have to live in this anymore. Let me make the most out of it. So this does feel like an ex that's coming through and what they're telling their family and friends, right? It's like they want their family and friends to see you as an object and not as a person. And unfortunately, that's not working for them anymore. Or fortunately, I guess it depends on which side of the story you look at it, right? The thing is here, though, it's like they're not believing this. They realize that all these things that this person has said are all the things that they themselves do. They realize that this person is a lot of drama. They realize this person likes a lot of upset. This person likes chaos, havoc. They like things to go awry. They like when people are sad for no reason so that this person can laugh at your tears. It's like, oh, when you're hurt, I'm going to be happy. You ever have somebody like that in your life? Like, the minute that you have a phenomenal day, and yeah, that is a narcissistic trait, but what I'm saying is like that. Have you ever had a person in your life that the minute that you were happy, they like did everything in their power to make you upset and crying, and then the minute that you were crying, they walk around with that stupid little smirk on their face? And those of you that have experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And yes, I'm going to say it's stupid because that's the thing. It is. It's like they can't be happy for you when you're happy, but they're going to be happy for you when you're sad and crying. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't even want it. I don't want to deal with it. And I feel like that's exactly what you did. But see, secretly, they don't want to tell anybody, right? They don't want to tell anybody that they think that you are successful, that you are somebody who's built up a life for yourself, that you're the only one that had an opportunity to do it, or that you were the only one that could do this. They want everybody to believe that you did it for the fame, you did it for the fortune, you didn't do it because you could do it. You did it for a reason that was superficial. Also, you could drive a nice car, so you could live in Malibu, or so you could live on the beach, or have a nice house, or whatever it is. You know, and that's not true. That's not true at all. Like, I feel like this person they don't know that they lost a good thing. So this flipped over. We have number 5, simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Yeah, that's you. You're a very kind, compassionate person. You're a caregiver. You're a loving person. And that's what people are noticing more about you. That's what their family and friends are realizing about you, is that you're this beautiful individual who got the short end of the stick. Look, we have the Ancestors card coming out on the bottom with Polar Bear. This talks about clearing out karmic cycles, but more than that, I was just talking about family. This is confirmation that this is what their family realizes, is that you had to go cold. You had to treat this person the way that you treated them, because otherwise there was no getting away from them. They were holding you back. They were being an anchor in your life. So I was just singing that song. It came out in another one, but it's like, it's interesting because the duality was here. It's like hot and cold, right? I was singing that Katy Perry song. You're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. You're in and you're out. Up and you're down. That's how this person is. Like, they're in, they're out, they're up, they're down, they're hot, they're cold. They don't know what they want. And it's just because they're living in the side of duality, and you let yourself change from that. You're like, nope, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm going to go and be me. And so you changed your life for the better. It's just weird that it came out right now, because I'd had other songs come through, and so I wasn't even thinking about it. It just started coming through. So we have passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity with house 5 on the bottom here. Yeah, it's like, this is you. You learned how to become yourself. Like, look, the music. Please don't stop the music. Music. I guess they only want one of these right now for you. But this is it. We have house 8. Transformation, karma, facing fears, and leaving legacies. That's what you're doing. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah, you're leaving legacies behind. This is no longer about what they're saying to their family and friends, because what they're saying to their family and friends doesn't even matter. It's sort of showing you like why you left this person behind, because they were never worth your tears to begin with. And that's not to take away from how much it hurt. That's not what's trying to happen here. It's like, the thing is that it's like Source is just trying to remind you were too good for them in the first place, and they convinced you that you weren't. Look, we have number 37 on the bottom with 10. Lion, be generous of spirit. Like, you're a very generous person. We said that at the very beginning. But you're finding your power. Okay, these flipped over. So we have armadillo spirit with number 3. Set healthy boundaries. Didn't I say they didn't think you set boundaries with people? You may not have learned how to set boundaries with this person, and they taught you what the meaning of boundaries was. Then we have dolphin spirit. Look, this and that are true with number 20. Yeah. Source just clarifying once again on your reading. You got the Ace of Swords, and we got this and that are true. It's like Source coming through like, yeah, this is something that's happened. I don't want you to focus on what this person's telling you, their family and friends anymore. I want you to focus on the fact that you learned a valuable lesson here. You faced one of your biggest fears, and you left, and you changed, and you took a leap for yourself. And I don't want you to cry anymore. I don't want you to be upset about this person anymore. I don't want you to hold any resentment or grudges against this person anymore, because you're too beautiful of a soul to be holding that. It's like, yes, it hurt. And yes, it's like, I saw you get hurt by them, but they have theirs coming, and you're not meant to see that, right? You're meant to see what good blessings I'm bringing to you. And that's sometimes a hard thing, you know? Because we want so badly for another person to feel the hurt. Like, why did you hurt us like that? And at the end of the day, I mean, the overall idea is that it's because they choose to, right? And I've talked about this on this reading already, and I have a podcast about it that just released this week. You know, they choose to do that. But ultimately, we'll never understand the why they chose to go that way instead of being a kind person. That'll never be clear to any of us, because their why is going to be different. Look at this. Kindness, fruit bat, flying fox, number 12. Look, over simple acts of kindness. You learned how to be kind to yourself, to the darkest parts of yourself, because of this person. This person was like an embodiment of how cruel you were to yourself at one point in time. And that's what Source was trying to show you. That's why they manifested in your life, was because you couldn't see the beauty of who you were. And in some weird roundabout way, they taught you how to be kind to yourself. And now you're doing it effortlessly. This watery energy. Water, you may have a water sign, and you may be a water sign, or you may have water very highly aspect along your chart. You could also have a water trine in your chart. But this is saying that you're very effortlessly flowing through life right now. You're not worrying about things anymore. You're not letting it weigh you down anymore. And if you are, there's going to come a period where you're no longer letting that happen. And so they want you to stay vigilant on your path. They want you to keep going no matter what people are saying or what you hear, i.e. like this reading. They still want you to continue on with your journey and keep doing what's best for you, because that's why you're healing. That's why you're moving up, right? You're about to be praised. I feel like there's some sort of huge recognition coming for you because you're letting go of this past issue. but this person still talks about you. They can't let you go. What else do you want to say here? A new offer coming. Okay. Yeah, don't worry. I don't feel like this person's going to come back. I don't feel like that. I feel like they're just... So we do have fire sign coming out with Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Did I say that you had... No, I think that was a different pile. But yeah, so we have fire. We also had air, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So that could be your zodiac sign. That could be this person's zodiac sign that we're talking about. Regardless, it's just talking about being very active in your life and also making sure that you communicate your truth to yourself. But we did have Venus offer flip over here. So I do feel like someone's coming in with a new offer. I don't feel like it's this person at all. This is a different energy altogether. So, can we just be real about your reading here? Like, every time I say something and then all of a sudden Source comes in with a card that says, yep, that's the truth. Like, the dolphin, this and that are true. The Ace of Swords, truth, expression. Like, let's just be real. Like, Source is like, yep, that's what I wanted to say. Yep, that's what's coming through. Yeah, and you're being guided away to something that's better suited for you. This was never meant to be your destination. It was just a pit stop along the journey. Sorry, as a rest stop. Yeah, hey, sometimes we gotta stop to go potty, okay? Everybody does. Alright? And it's cool. Sometimes we just get caught up in the sights that are around and we get lost or we take too much time. But you know what? Trust in divine timing. Trust that this all happened for purpose. Trust that this happened for your highest good, even though it really hurt. And they're not taking away from that, right? They're not taking away from that at all. They know that it really hurt you. But ultimately, with the Nine of Swords coming through here, it also taught you how to see red flags and to use your discernment right off the bat instead of trusting the words of someone. Yeah, now you're very action-oriented person. You're bringing in new beginnings. You're very courageous. There's a lot of growth and expansion coming around you with Jupiter energy coming in here. And renewal and spark. Look at all these beautiful messages for you. Like, they're renewing you. You're being renewed from this. Like, you paid the price. Okay? You paid the price, and now you're being rewarded for paying that price. And it may seem ugly, right? It may seem like that's very cruel, but it's not, because there's a point in time in your life when you may have believed what people told you instead of what you saw or what you felt with your intuition. And that was something that you needed to learn along the way. As unfortunate as that is, it's difficult. So we have the Orchid Princess of Destiny with 21. Yeah, you're fulfilling your destiny here. So I'm going to read this out of the book for you, pile 3. We'll see what it says. 21. Alright, so can you see that? Yep. It says the Orchid Priestess. It's the Orchid Priestess. I thought it said princess. My bad. It's priestess. The Orchid Priestess of your highest spiritual destiny calls to you now, beloved. She calls you to your purpose, path, and soul passion. You are called to rise again and again, to live up into your potential with all its uniqueness and beauty. She will call you always with her sweet flute playing deep in your heart, blossoms of orchid and chrysanthemums falling from her feet, stirring your heart to quest for your truest soul passion. You may have felt different than those around you at different times in your life. This is meant to be, beloved one. You cannot be a pioneer of different consciousness on this planet and feel completely comfortable in consciousness that already exists around you. Do you know that this was chosen on purpose so you could be on purpose? Wasn't that what I was just saying? I love this. Thank you so much, Source. Thank you. Your soul chose to be of service by not fitting in so that it would remember through things not feeling right, that it was meant to help correct and heal the consciousness on our planet, starting with the self. Once the self was able to correct and align to the consciousness within so that it matched the love and peace that existed deep in the heart, it would be easier to help others do the same. Excuse me. Even if just by inspiration. This is where the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, beloved Kuan Yin, in her devotion to your highest spiritual attainment, calls you forward now. Yes, beloved, your divine destiny is calling you. This means it is time to unplug from mass consciousness at a deeper level than ever before and really let go of the beliefs and thought forms that do not serve your highest destiny, no matter how unchallengeable they may seem to be at first. It is time to revise anything that that would hold you back from owning your spiritual power and moving ahead in your divine destiny. It is your own destiny that calls you forward to do this, beloved. Do not fear. It is just you waiting to meet you in all your spiritual beauty and strength. Embrace the changes, and soon you will enjoy this spiritual reunion at a higher turn of the spiral of your own passionate life of spiritual purpose. The flute and the blossoms of the Orchid Priestess help you in this process now. I love this message for you. I know, and I want to know what someone's saying about us, but I feel like this is so important for you to know. Like, you need messages right now to help assist you on your journey more than anything else. And I feel like that's why Source kind of hijacked this reading. All 3 readings were completely different, and so I really am glad about that. But for you, Pile 3, it's more about you are on the right path. You're on the journey to your destiny, and the things that are meant for you are slowly starting to manifest in your life. You're going to see a turn of events for you, and it is going to be for the better. And whatever has been said about you in the past, basically these people are going to be opening up their mouths and inserting their foot clear up to the thigh, because they clearly had no idea the mission that you've been on. Okay, so I'm sending you a big, 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 big energetic hug. Know that you are so loved and supported. And if you feel like this is your reading, put a clock down below and say, I trust in my divine timing, so that you let Source know that you want to call in this good energy. You are calling in this good energy, and leave me a thumbs up. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel Source, and my guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. Know that you are so strong. And until next time, Pile 3, stay human. Bye.